KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit carsplusguam.com for details. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Primetime, former Airman Luis Vargas is found guilty of second-degree criminal sexual conduct as a first-degree felony. Adriana Cotero has the story. Plus, GovGuam budget hearings for fiscal year 2022 continue today with the Department of Public Health and Social Services and the Guam Memorial Hospital. And it's a problem that continues to plague our island. Tyler Matanani takes us to an illegal dump site in Jigo.
Good evening, everyone. The jury may have reached a verdict, but the case may not be over just yet for a former airman accused of rape. Adriana Cotero reports.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Luis Anthony Vargas, verdict form 17, charge 2, count 4, second-degree criminal sexual conduct as a first-degree felony, guilty. Verdict form 18, charge 2, count 4, special allegation, vulnerable victim enhancement, guilty.
Okay, and the others, you did not reach a unanimous decision. Is that correct? Yes, say yes.
Yes.
Former Airman Luis Anthony Vargas was on trial for raping a female minor known to him on multiple occasions in 2018. An amended indictment charged him with 5 counts each of first and second degree criminal sexual conduct as a first-degree felony. However, it was a hung jury on certain charges. Assistant Attorney General Christine Tenorio was limited with her comments following the reading of the verdict.
Actually, at this point, I have to say no comment because procedurally, all the other charges go back to a pretrial phase. So even though he was found guilty for the one charge and the accompanying special allegation, that does carry a sentence of minimum 5 years per charge. So he's still looking at minimum 10, but as far as the rest of the charges, I can't comment at this time.
Public Defender Stephen Hattori says he plans to file a motion for a mistrial regarding the single-count conviction. As for the other counts, he says it's time to start all over.
There were 20 verdict forms. They returned 2. We had asked the judge to have the jury go back and, finish deliberating, but they denied our request, and so we're looking forward to, giving them another trial and setting the record straight.
Presiding Judge Alberto Lamarena scheduled both parties to return Friday morning to determine how to move forward. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
District Court Judge Ramona Manglona denied as moot Take Care Insurance's motion for a temporary restraining order. The company was seeking to stop the administration department from opening the GovGuam healthcare contract bids tomorrow. But the court ruled in favor of Take Care's overarching contention that a 2019 law that requires insurers to include all Guam hospitals in their service networks is unconstitutional. The company does not have a contract with the Guam Regional Medical City and argues that the law is an improper delegation of authority that essentially gives GRMC the discretion over who can qualify for the contract. Take Care was seeking a delay in the proposal deadline until its complaint could be heard. We spoke with Administration Director Edward Byrne, who says he plans to continue with the bid opening. Deputy Attorney General Shannon Titano explained that the RFP was changed in anticipation of such a ruling by Judge Manglona. The requirement to have all hospitals within the service network was removed. Attorney Titano says, therefore, Take Care can still submit its bid proposal and had been encouraged to do so even ahead of the TRO filing. The government employee group health insurance contract is collectively the largest annual contract awarded by GovGuam. Budget oversight hearings continue today at the legislature. 2 agencies that played critical roles in our COVID response appeared before senators requesting how much they need to keep their agencies running in fiscal year 22. Up first, public health.
They've been on the front line at every single battle station against COVID.
I think we've seen in the pandemic, public health go way beyond what the call of duty.
From the QFAC, ISOFAC, village vaccination clinics, community testing, inspections, they've suited up in their PPEs, leading the charge.
I want to thank you all for that.
But what Committee Chair on Health Speaker Therese Terlahi and other senators questioned is why our COVID warriors would be asking $17 million less in general fund appropriations for FY 2022.
If you guys were coming in here with the 17 million, we found savings. You know what I mean? We found ways we could cut our operations, $17 million. We would be commending you, right, for that. But what it looks like is we're cutting what you're describing as things like foster care payments, $2.2 million for BOSA, Department of Environmental Health, $7 million in aging services, and some of the other things you listed, general operations.
Apparently, the $17 million reduction is instead being supplanted with ARP funds. Senators haven't seen the governor's plans on how she intends to spend the ARP money, but weren't expecting that it would be used to fund critical programs that are typically funded by the general fund. Speaker Terlahi saying she was hoping ARP money instead would be used to lift up the people.
We're trying to change the standard of living on Guam.
Overall, Public Health is requesting a FY 2022 budget of $98 million.
Senators also held a budget hearing on the Guam Memorial Hospital. While there's been plenty of discussion lately about the construction of a brand new facility, the focus today was on the more immediate needs of GMH. Hospital CEO Lillian Posada says the pre-COVID budget was $137.9 million, but this fiscal year, GMH is seeking a slightly higher spending level of $140.8. She outlined some of the many measures that were taken to address the COVID pandemic over the past year. But looking forward, Posada said their main goal?
Regain national accreditation. And so we do have an A team working on it already. We've established a roadmap how to get that accomplished, but we do need to have ongoing, intense, robust education and training to get everybody on the same page towards accreditation.
Posada says other priorities include maintaining Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services certification so they can continue receiving Medicare and Medicaid payments. She says they're also hoping to maintain the current reimbursement percentages. Otherwise, reverting to the old percentage will have a huge financial impact on GMH. Posada says that another big goal is to launch a long-sought new electronic medical record system by October. Republican Senator Jim Moylan held a joint news conference today with Democrat Congressman Michael Sinicolas. Moylan continues to push hard for a series of bills he wrote on how to spend the American Rescue Plan money headed for the governor. He asked Sinicolas to review them to see if they fit under the Treasury Department's spending guidelines. Sinicolas said they do, including the much-discussed RISE Act payments, which Moylan wants to increase from $800 per individual payment to $1,000.
We covered earlier in our last press conference that the RISE Act was applicable. We believe a case could be made for that. So, of course, the increasing of the amounts, that would entirely be up to you folks, basically, or, well, technically up to the governor if she wanted to. But if you increase it legislatively, then that would just be an automatic variable change.
Sinicolas says a lot of good spending ideas are being floated, but he says leaders should look for those that bring the best bang for the buck. Meanwhile, he believes Treasury won't release the money until a local spending plan that fits its guidance is submitted. He speculates that must be the holdup.
If Guam has submitted a plan for the money, they've never sent me a copy, so I don't know if that's actually been transmitted or not. The absence of me receiving one or being informed of one leads me to believe that there hasn't been the transmittal of one.
And even though he sponsored the legislation, Senator Moylan says he hopes the governor decides to use her executive order powers to expedite the process. In national news, Dr. Anthony Fauci is speaking out about mask confusion, saying new CDC guidance means unvaccinated people still need to wear masks in public. Meanwhile, New York City is taking a major step to returning to the way things were before the pandemic hit. CBS News correspondent Michael George reports from New York.
I think people are misinterpreting, thinking that this is a removal of a mask mandate for everyone. It's not.
Dr. Anthony Fauci is trying to clear the air on the CDC's latest guidance on masks.
It said people who are not vaccinated should continue to wear masks and should get vaccinated.
Last week, the CDC said Americans fully vaccinated against COVID-19 could go most places, indoors and outdoors, without a face covering. That change both surprised and delighted, but also confused many, raising the question, how do you tell who's had the shot and who hasn't? Nationwide, businesses are struggling with that question.
You don't know. We really are just asking our customers to use their best judgment and to really come in if they are vaccinated, and we hope that that will be the case.
You could easily just print up a fake card or just borrow somebody else's, be like, hey, I'm vaccinated, I don't need to wear it. Like, people could easily lie about that. I personally just don't feel comfortable with it at all.
With more than a third of the nation now fully vaccinated and infection rates declining, mask mandates and other COVID-19 restrictions are vanishing. On Wednesday, New Yorkers could shed masks in most places as businesses in the nation's largest city return to full capacity. Broadway shows remain shuttered for now.
To happiness, safety, and live theater again.
While this off-Broadway play raised a glass after opening to an indoor audience. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The Home Depot is one of many retailers nationwide opting to drop their mask requirements inside stores. It comes after the most recent CDC memo, which allows fully vaccinated people to nix masks and social distancing. On Guam, the Home Depot is expecting to follow suit, according to its operations manager, Anthony Vargas. However, that would violate the governor's current executive order mandating masks in public. According to the CDC, its new mask memo doesn't apply where it is required by federal, state, local, tribal, or territorial laws, rules, and regulations, including local business and workplace guidance. Governor's Communications Director Crystal Pacos and Augustine said the governor's mask mandate remains in place. She said even if CDC issued the guidance on fully vaccinated individuals, Governor Leon Guerrero continues to urge the people of Guam to wear their masks. Pacos and Augustine further stated that they hope the corporate office will advise that they are required to follow local health mandates and comply with local law. And new quarantine protocols with fewer restrictions may have been issued for verified vaccinated incoming travelers, but those not vaccinated are still taking their complaints against public health to court. Assistant Public Defender Brian Eggleston filed the petition on behalf of a traveler who suffers from anxiety and is seeking to be released to home quarantine. The petitioner testified that he was arriving from Thailand and has never tested positive for COVID-19. He further stated that due to the pandemic, his anxiety has heightened over the past 9 months, and when he contacted the National Guardsmen manning the government quarantine facility regarding his health concern, they told him he needed a doctor's note prior to arrival, and they did not provide any medical assistance, he says. Both parties made oral agreements, and late this afternoon, Judge Elise Iriarte ordered Public Health to perform a home assessment and for a mental health assessment to also be conducted. The court ruled Public Health to continue to implement the current quarantine guidance, allowing for non-vaccinated travelers to test out by the 6th day. The clients confined at the Department of Youth Affairs will soon be vaccinated against the coronavirus. DYA spokesperson Danielle Camacho says Public Health will be administering the only CDC-approved vaccine, Pfizer.
So we are scheduled with Public Health to do a vaccination for the 13 clients that we have tomorrow.
Since March, the department has been working with Public Health on developing a vaccination plan after the Vaccine Policy Committee expanded the age eligibility for the COVID-19 vaccine. Currently, there are 13 male minors under DYA's custody. All are eligible for the COVID shot. We're going to take a short break and be back right after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
While we've all been through a lot over the years, typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19, we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years, Calvo's Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
And the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
The possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
Half a day,
As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years, and you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
Celebrate Jeep Freedom Days here at Cars Plus. We have great deals across all Jeep models, like the 2021 Jeep Wrangler, the longest-lasting 4x4 SUV brand, or the 2021 Jeep Gladiator, the most capable off-road mid-size pickup truck crafted for adventure. Plus, all vehicles come with Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Call us at 477-7807 or visit carsplusguam.com to get pre-approved online today.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. Police confirmed that a missing persons report was filed yesterday for 25-year-old Rico Pereira. You may have seen this flyer circulating on social media, which describes Pereira as having black hair, green eyes, and standing at about 5'4". He was last seen along Alligator Street in Dededo. GPD spokesman Sergeant Paul Tapau has yet to issue an official missing persons release, but informs KUAM that the report has been generated and anyone with information can contact the Dededo Precinct Command at 632-9808 or 9811. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Guam has completed its investigation into last November's officer-involved fatal shooting in Tamuning that resulted in the death of 42-year-old Xavier Tedtautau. 4 officers opened fire, with one shooting 31 of the 45 shots. A local investigation cleared them of any wrongdoing. U.S. Attorney for Guam Sean Anderson informed GPD that based on the federal crime of deprivation of rights under color of law, no federal violation could be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. 11 firefighters assigned to the Fire Prevention Bureau have been swabbed and are currently awaiting COVID-19 test results. This group has been determined as close contacts to the 2 officers that tested positive for the virus earlier this week. Both positive cases were not vaccinated and remain in home isolation, while the remaining Fire Prevention Bureau personnel are in quarantine pending their test results. And yet another GovGuam agency contracted Dewitt. That's the company whose warehouse caught fire last week. Adelup spokesperson Crystal Paco San Augustine confirms Public Health's Public Welfare Division used Dewitt's services. In a statement, she said the Medicaid and MIP claims record at Dewitt were scheduled for disposal or shredding, and that claims are processed electronically, so there was no impact to operations. The company warehouse went up in flames, and much of what was destroyed was paperwork. Paco San Augustine says so far only 3 GovGuam agencies confirmed using Dewitt. The other 2 to lose records in the fire were GURA and the Port Authority. An investigation is underway into the cause of the blaze. It's time to trash talk. We turn things over to the north, where our Tyler Matanani met with village leaders and government officials to discuss the ongoing issue of illegal dumping in the village of Jigo.
Jigo has a filthy problem. Time and time again, the mayor's office is faced with the same issue: illegal dumping. Every day they go around cleaning different areas of the village, only to return the next day to find that someone has once again used the land as their personal garbage bin. Vice Mayor Lito Leones.
They make me angry sometimes, but we can't do anything. I always go and stroll the area and check all the cleanup that we did. I go back in there and check the area. There you go again. Same thing, same process.
Leones details a construction dump site found in the Chalon-Emsley area.
It's mixed with wire, all kind of cement and the gravel, tin roping I see over there.
The contractor went to the mayor's office a few days later after Leones posted a warning citation at the site.
Are you the vice mayor? Yes, sir. Are you the contractor? Yes. Okay. Can you clean up your junks over there? I'll go over there and check in a couple of days. Say yes, sir. Say yes, and he did.
But when KUAM checked out the site, someone had once again started the dumping cycle. Leones says that the only thing they can do at the moment is to keep cleaning up the mess. Buddy Orsini is the director of the Guam Contractors License Board. Part of their job is finding out if the contractor responsible for the illegal dumping of construction materials is licensed and to hold them accountable.
The magnitude of what we see, the evidence that we get, it dictates, the penalty and the fine.
The board takes into account the environmental risks certain materials pose. The Guam Environmental Protection Agency works with them to determine the severity, and based on what they find, this can lead to the suspension or revocation of a contractor's license. Guam EPA's Nick Lee.
Illegal dumping poses many different types of harm towards the environment. Things could leach out from items discarded illegally. That can make its way into the soil, make its way into the waterways.
This is a repeated problem. At least 3 cleanups have been held in the village within the last couple of weeks. Leones gives credit to the volunteers that have gone out and dedicated their time, rain or shine.
Without the volunteers, we cannot do by ourselves alone.
Leones adds that if anyone is in need of help with disposing trash, to contact the Jigo Mayor's office.
Give us a call and we go over there and help you guys out. Make sure it's all in the trash bag and we will do it for you guys. Don't just throw it anywhere.
Meanwhile, Orsini warns perpetrators to stop with illegal dumping.
Now, if you're going to do illegal dumping, we're going to catch you and we're going to get you and we're going to hold you accountable. And we want to keep our island beautiful, right? For everyone.
The issue of illegal dumping has been an ongoing battle. Village leaders and government officials are cracking down on the clutter and warning the community to clean up their act. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Sports is next with David Legato. Don't go anywhere.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
With Prism Home Wi-Fi, I'm not just getting smart Wi-Fi that adapts and delivers consistent speeds that cater to my lifestyle needs.
I'm getting peace of mind with real-time online security that monitors every device on my network. Parental controls with the ability to filter age-appropriate content for my child. And with HomePass, I have full control over my network and so much more. Experience Wi-Fi and beyond with Prism Home Wi-Fi, powered by Plume HomePass from GTA.
We knew it was time to make these when we started asking things like, wouldn't it be nice to be able to get a warm cinnamon roll right now? And why can't this kind of muffin come from the same place as a McMuffin? And isn't your coffee lonely without company from a glazed apple fritter? Well, consider these our 3 resounding yeses. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store. Press preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press Loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I'll get to some ESA Boys High School baseball playoffs between the Friars and Geckos in just a bit. But first off, some AAG Boys High School soccer between the St. John's Knights and Guam High Panthers. Check it out. The Knights didn't waste any time getting straight to work against the Panthers. St. John's scored 6 minutes into the match, courtesy of Brian Joseph. Tiger Simon put one through 8 minutes later for the 2-0 lead in the 25th minute of play. Mito Harmon got one to go, helping St. John's take a commanding 3-0 lead. Simon takes the long shot, but Guam High's keeper was able to come up with the save. On the opposite end of the field, sophomore keeper Miles Gannon played lights out for the Knights to keep Guam High scoreless. Tiger Simon scored his second goal of the half in the 28th minute and followed up with another goal minutes later for the hat trick in the first half. Harmon picked up his second goal of the match 2 minutes later as the Knights cruised to a 6-0 lead. St. John's added another 2 more goals in the second half and went on to take the win 8-0. The Knights will face the Father Duenas Friars next Tuesday at St. John's in a battle of unbeaten teams. The Friars and Geckos met up in the second semifinal playoff game of the Boys ESA Baseball League at the Ukadu Field. Notre Dame already punching in their ticket to the title game after taking care of business against the Ukadu Bulldogs. FD scored a run to take a 1-0 lead in the top of the first before a short rain delay. GW's Hoban Lazama secures the pop-up to left field to get GW out of the inning. Geckos respond in the bottom of the inning. Jonah Pareto started the rally. Pareto with the shot down the left field line. Bad throw to first. He's off to second. Another error on the play by the Friars defense allows Pareto to get to third safely. Ashton Gumatautau rips a hard shot, scoring Pareto to tie the game at 1 apiece. Ball goes deep to left center. Tautau being waved to third, loses his helmet along the way.